real estate agents, and welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host and the producer of the show, Joey Sampaga.
Hello there.
Welcome, Joey.
How you doing?
Wait, you've already been here.
Yeah, I have been here.
Hey, we are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs. Absolutely. We've got a great guest with us today.
Yes,
that guest is Jan Green with HomeSmart and the Elite Group with Bobby Lieb, and she is going to be talking about something that we haven't talked about at all with the 150 whatever episodes we have out there now. So welcome, Jan.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Now we're going to talk some green.
Yes.
Green.
I guess a little bit of saving green, but also building green.
Yes.
Here's a question before we even get started.
Uh-oh.
So Green, your last name just happens to be Green.
Yep, it's my adopted name. I like to tell people the Green adopted me.
Yeah, got it. Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is really good. Why don't we introduce you to the agents, let them know how long you've been in the business and what compelled you to get into real estate.
Well, I've been in business about 16 years this fall, and I got into real estate after relocating from state to state, and I watched everybody else selling it, and I was the last one out the door vacuuming backwards. So I just decided, I know how this works, and I changed careers after going to school for a couple of years, and got my license in 2002.
All right, 02. All here in the Valley?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And what about the green? So how long have you been focused on green energy and efficiency and all that stuff?
Yep. I started studying it in the fall of 2007, and really, it just clicked with me that everything that it was about was something I wanted to do because I grew up in Kansas, very sustainable, with my mom selling antiques out of our garage. So,
all right. What part of Kansas?
Flipping antiques. Wichita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Missouri, southwest Missouri, so down by Joplin.
Oh, yeah, I have cousins all
Nevada,
over
Missouri
there.
is the town, just small little.
Springfield. Yep.
Yeah, went to college in Springfield.
Yep. Been there many, many, many times.
All right. You're right there in like Tornado Alley, right?
Oh, you betcha.
Wichita. Yeah, for sure. So you've been studying it and in it 10 plus years or whatever now, and you've got like lots of credentials.
Yeah.
Lots of things you're involved with. I mean, volunteer work. What do I have here? U.S. Green Building Council.
Yes.
Right. Director of a few. What are you? You're director of.
I'm a director at the Scottsdale Area Association of Realtors. I'm an instructor there.
Okay.
I just created the first sustainable committee, I believe, in Maricopa County.
Wow.
Meaning the only committee that will stay around? No, I'm just teasing.
Well, since we're brand new,
sustainable.
I brought these volunteers with me from. They also volunteer my other committee for U.S. Green Building Council, the residential committee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm an advisory board member on Efficiency First Arizona. They're a nonprofit, so I'm the Arizona Realtor Advisory Board member for them.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier for you to tell people what you do. Than
Yeah, it's a long list of stuff, and greening the MLS and all kinds of projects I've been working on.
You're an instructor as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I teach agents how to sell homes with these features for more money.
Huh.
So, yep.
All
Raising the bar, we like to call it, for values.
There you go.
You got to get into that.
Absolutely. What?
I got to get into green.
You should, Joey.
Yeah.
That's a good project.
I need to sign up for one of your classes.
There you go. Anytime.
You're now volunteered. You're going to step up and, what do they say? I volunteer as tribute?
Oh, there you go. Step up to the plate.
Anyway, so what first made you look at green and efficiency?
I'll tell you what, in November of 2007, the National Association of Realtor Convention was in Vegas, and I happened to read that there was an eco-broker from California that was going to be speaking and telling all about her business and what she did, and I was really intrigued, and I went by myself. I'm not a gambler, but went to Vegas by myself and sat through that, and I was lit. I said I wanted to change my niche. The market had changed. I had time now. The market was slowing down, starting to.
Yeah.
I'm going to get into that. And so I did. The best form of flattery is replication, right?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I built a website, a consumer website, gotgreen.info for vendors, and anybody, about 100 vendors on there.
Yeah.
And then, started into educating and, just visiting vendors and the home shows and introducing myself and meeting people and learning about products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so Joey and I, we just did this past month anyway, we did a webinar for Security Title, and it was all about finding your niche.
Yeah.
So when I hear somebody say, this is kind of the niche that I got excited about, and how has that impacted you as far as the excitement you still have for real estate?
Yep.
Right? And then becoming known for that specific thing?
I think it's helped tremendously because people love the advanced level of knowledge. When I walk in the house, I call it bird dogging. Being from Kansas,
Sure.
you walk into a
go.
house, and while they're looking at the granite countertops, I'm looking for walls, parapet walls. I'm looking to see that possibly how it's insulated. I look for things they don't even know I'm doing.
Sure.
And then when we go through the inspection process, I look at it differently, and I give them a complimentary energy audit, so they have the full aspect of home ownership.
Yeah.
So it's that level of knowledge and what you provide really gets you referrals and repeat business.
Yeah. Oh, I would imagine from anywhere too, right?
Yeah, from all aspects. I really don't advertise. So.
Well, you don't advertise Got Green and all that stuff?
Got green.
Well, I used to. I used to be in Green Living Magazine and places like that, and those people are still my friends, and I'll go to their events.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where I ran into the marketing team for HomeSmart.
All right.
Green is a big thing.
It really is, and it's becoming more and more, prevalent. The homeowners are more aware of it.
Yeah.
I think it was a 2015 or 16 study from NAR where they said that 84% of consumers are either, interested or very interested in their utility bills.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So-
well, it's coming out of their pocket.
Yeah, and
So
it's
they
not
need to be, right?
and it's not getting cheaper.
Yeah.
Rates
Right.
are not going down.
What are your thoughts on solar? I know this is a totally different direction, but
That's okay. I love solar,
Yeah.
except for a couple things. The lease solar has made it a real gummed up
it's kind of a
sales
pain.
process because people don't want to assume somebody else's, like a credit card payment, and even though their energy savings included, the utility companies really kind of want to gouge us. I mean, in certain territories, they're going to pay an extra $50 to have solar panels on the roof,
Yeah.
and leased or owned. But owned solar panels do have value.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you have to be able to know that sales process and
Sure.
reject an appraiser who doesn't know how to value
Yeah,
solar.
because Tesla
Yes.
is starting to sell their stuff to own.
They are, but you have to be careful about the financed solar. You always have to make sure that you're getting the rebates, that you own those solar panels, and that they're not still leased under the guise of being financed. You have to be careful. Read all the fine print.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw they were coming out with some. Is it Tesla that's designed the
Yep.
roof tiles?
Yes.
Yeah, the roof
to
tiles,
actually
yep.
be somehow?
Yeah, the cost is still pretty prohibitive.
Yeah, it's still until
Oh,
they get
sure.
more, I'm sure.
I did the calculation on my 1,500 square foot 1979 house. I think it was going to be $30,000 for those roof tiles.
So that'll
much?
take a while.
30,000.
Whoa!
You know what?
I was trying to figure out. Did I hear a 3 or a 30? Okay.
30. And you know what? Because I've made my 1979 house as energy efficient as a new house,
Yeah.
I don't really need solar panels. So
Got it.
there's ways to lower your bill and do an energy audit, energy assessment first, and get the prescriptive path of how to lower your bills.
Right.
The cheapest, return on investment all the way up to solar panels.
Yeah, you said 65% better.
My house is
Yeah.
actually 69%.
Oh, 69%.
I actually just got my house Pearl certified. It's a brand new certification.
Yeah, walk us through that process.
Yeah. Well, you know what? 3 years ago, I rented out my 2007 house, and I bought a 1979 Jewel with original features. It was the one thing I liked about it is it had new windows and it had a new roof.
Yep.
They have shag carpet.
Oh, brown shag.
Yeah.
Used to be white.
Oh, Lord. It had ripples like waves in it.
Yeah. I bet.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did an energy audit, and what they'll do is they'll give you a report. It's a prescriptive path from the least expensive, whatever you can change, all the way up to the most expensive, which is an HVAC unit. So I did everything.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't have on my roof is solar panels, and I've got LEDs. I've got sealed ducts. I have spray foam in the attic. I've done an Energy Star appliances. So I've done everything I could do outside of solar. So my average year-round bill on this 1979 1,500 square foot house is $77.
No way.
Yep.
Really? Even in
Yep.
summer times, huh?
Yep, I just paid $107.
Yeah, but average.
My lowest is
$77.
41. So
Wow.
I'm only paying
crazy.
$20 really in actual power in the wintertime. And I work from home. My whole office is at home. I seldom go to anybody's office.
Would you mind sharing what you paid to get Pearl certified?
Well, yeah, it's only $469.
Okay, for that, but for your house yourself.
For the house?
Yeah, what did you...
What did I buy it for?
No, I mean...
Like how much did you have to put into it to get it to...
dollar-wise. Okay, outside of the gut job I did.
Yeah.
Just for the energy
gutted everything.
part.
I would say it's, I was ballparking between $13,000 and $15,000 when I have a 16-SEER train. I sealed my ductwork, the LEDs. It really probably is closer to $13,000 or less. And you know what? The
really
payback
good.
is fast.
Absolutely.
Sealing your ducts is one of the best ways because you can lower your bill because typically that's a 20% energy loss. That's an average.
Really?
Yep.
I was just going to say, for somebody that maybe they don't want to do a full, blown 12 to 15,000.
Right.
What are some simple ways to really?
Very simple. The first thing you do is you put in LEDs. Every bulb that burns out, put in LEDs. The second one, definitely do sunscreens on your west and south facing windows in the summer. Take them off in the winter. Let that sun heat your house up in the winter. But sunscreens, insulation, sealing your ducts is cheaper sometimes than insulation. It depends on what you got. So what I did was I did spray foam up against the lid of the roof underneath the roof, and that makes your attic semi-conditioned space
on the actual lid.
Yep, underneath it.
Yeah, underneath that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But it just sticks right on.
It sticks right on there, and you make your attic a semi-conditioned space. Your ductwork is now operating at a cooler temperature. It doesn't make your system work as hard.
Yeah,
right.
But I have a new 16-SEER train anyway. But then, of course, maintenance and habits are huge.
Sure.
You have to have a good programmable thermostat. Smart thermostat's the best.
Yeah. Like the Nest or
there's other brands too.
Ecobee.
Yep, that one. So you could do that. But habits are great. People oftentimes forget. They leave, they're gone all day, and the air conditioning's pumping at about 75. You just can't do that.
Yeah, I just recently reprogrammed mine.
Yeah.
When electric is most, what do they call that, the peak?
The peak,
Yeah.
But too, the rates just change if you're in APS territory. So really what they want you to do is not use two 220 appliances at the same time. You want to even out your flow, because if you're running a couple of things like a dishwasher and a washing machine at the same time, then that's going to raise you're paying at a peak rate at that point.
Sure.
So you'd want to level
sense.
out what you're operating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see light through the front door, that is a problem.
Big bad problem. And you want to stop the heat before it hits the house. People say, I'm going to tint my windows. Well, tint is okay. It's better than it was.
Yeah.
But you stop the heat before it hits that window outside with sunscreens.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. Or
That
plant
makes
a
sense.
tree.
Plant a tree. Yeah, that's green.
Definitely.
So we talked about what you've done. So that Pearl certified. Anything else you want to share on that? I know that
it's really cool. They're new to Arizona, Pearl is, and they're a partner with Energy Star, Department of Energy, Appraisal Institute, Building Performance Institute, and National Association of Realtors. So the Pearl is more a points-based system, and they don't recognize water savings as much as the National Association of Home Builder certification. So, for instance, I didn't have my landscaping done yet because I'm not going to do it right now when it's 115 outside. Landscaping doesn't like to be planted at that heat.
Right.
So I didn't have it done yet, and I heard that Pearl was coming, and I said, perfect, because I've done everything else. Sunscreens, the whole bit, right? And I made the gold certification. There's silver, gold, and platinum. Okay, so
you still have platinum to go.
I have platinum to go, but that would probably involve solar and and probably shade trees. I really don't want to plant trees. I have to clean up after. I'm north-south orientation, but
so is Pearl? Do they rate? They rate it based off of the
what's in it. I showed them all my receipts.
Yep.
They then did another blower door test, which is how they seal off the house to see how leaky it is, and they're going to run a test. And sure enough, it tested accurately for what I had done, so they could verify those results. But they're gonna want to check your home and verify it, and they do have someone that comes and does that, and then they report back to Pearl. You can visit Pearl Certification.
Is that similar to HERS? The HERS rating?
Hers is home energy rating score. That's like a golf score, a miles per gallon for your house. So the lower the number, the better.
Yep.
The current construction in Arizona is anywhere from 50 to 65. My house is actually a 65.
Wow.
In 1979. When I bought it in 2015, it was a 174.
Wow.
Yeah, so
high.
Really, that's how you lower your bills, and it's third-party tested. That certification is what a lender would use to send through underwriting to add energy efficient more features to a mortgage.
Got it.
So that HERS score is needed for that. Yeah.
All right. So what about the so tell us more about the movement in general. I know you said that a lot of players are kind of on this
yes.
On to really help with this zero, what did you call it, zero energy and just more energy efficient.
Department of Energy came out with their zero energy certification for a house, and there are builders in Arizona starting that process. There's some here in Phoenix, there's some up in Cottonwood and Prescott, and I believe Flagstaff. So the push for zero energy homes is greater than it's ever been, and it's actually in the education for realtor designations now. So you're seeing people that want to pay like zero bill. I get calls for people that want to be off grid.
Yeah,
all kinds of things.
How often? I mean, how is that?
They are in Arizona. Yeah. It's just every now and then I'll get a call like that.
Off grid. So that's just the middle of the desert?
Or I'd say a county island, where you're trying to. But it's more of a.
Are homes even allowed to go off grid? Let's say in a subdivision?
They are. It's a different process, and I haven't helped anybody with that. I can't speak specifically to just specifics on it. But definitely there's a big interest. People. I got a call from a builder in California looking for a place to go off grid, and I gave him some ideas, and I haven't heard back. So
you sent him there and he hasn't returned?
Yeah, I don't know. Not returned from the desert. That's bad.
That is bad. Oh gosh. What about where was I going with this? So zero energy, we talked about that. So older houses, you gave some advice already.
Definitely. Yep. The first thing is you go to your utility site, APS or SRP, sign up for an energy audit. It's $99. It's subsidized currently by the utility companies. Otherwise, it'd be $400.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So you want to get that energy audit for $99 first. They give you the report. They'll give you ideas of what to do. And so that's how you start. All
right. And we are seeing a little bit of a society, I think, is starting to, maybe it's even younger generation, millennials and, that group. I think they're seeing a lot more, or they're starting to get that mindset.
Yes.
A lot more that, I want it to be energy efficient, or I want green. I want it to be, safe for the planet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I want a smaller footprint.
Yep. Right? And actually, I just wrote a contract, this past weekend for someone who is in that age range. And once I started looking, and I said, this one has a new air conditioner and this one doesn't. And so then I'm telling her, well, we're going to do an energy audit. We're going to do a home inspection. We're going to put a home warranty on that just in case, this one blows up on us, So, but she was more aware than most of my buyers. So it was interesting.
Well, I think they do pay attention to a lot of that, more so than some of us, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Energy audit. So you give that as a gift to them.
Yes, and that's another company that does that. It is complimentary, and then it's just one per client. Otherwise, I could keep going on and on. But it's another level of knowledge, and it's above and beyond home inspection, because a home inspection is going to tell you the efficiency of a system. They're going to tell you it works or not.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
How about the you were going to share a little bit the importance of green when it comes to real estate for consumers, but also for value.
Oh, that's a biggie. That's there's a big difference. The process is that when you start to sell a house, obviously, you're going to have a lender that's going to send an appraiser. Well, that appraiser may or may not be educated. So in the past with U.S. Green Building Council, my committee, we have hosted.
I'm making you nervous. Sorry.
Yeah.
Put the mask.
The blue mask. Like, what is that? So there's the Appraisal Institute has courses that appraisers can take and be educated. And I've hosted those courses here in Arizona about 3 times. Sat through those courses 3 times. They're 2-day courses. So having sat through there, I know specifics of what appraisers are going to be doing and what they need to know.
Yeah.
So the key is to stop the appraiser before they even get to the house to make sure that they have taken the courses, they're educated, or done appraisals with homes with these features.
Yeah.
If not, you won't get any value.
Yeah.
So because there is a website, there is a methodology for getting value for owned solar panels.
So how do we even, because we don't pick the appraiser.
Right. But I can reject an appraiser, and then I can send them a list from the Appraisal Institute website. We have about 25 appraisers here, give or take, in Arizona.
So you can reject the appraiser and then say, here's a list of ones you should be calling.
And really, it's just you have to call the minute you get a contract, you have to call them and say, hey, do you have a green qualified appraiser? And if they don't, I have a list, and I can send you that list. This has worked. I've done it for other agents. And one day I'm going to get paid for that.
Yeah.
I'm teasing. But honestly, well, you can look on my website. There's some realtors that have given me great feedback from doing it. So that's great.
So is there like an increase of price for a more energy efficient home? Let's say if you got one, two houses sitting there and one's more energy efficient than the other. I mean, what's the...
Yes, you can. There is a way to calculate the energy savings and add value. The actual calculation is really... you'd have to take the solar course that's offered by Elevate Energy. I actually reviewed and recommended the course, but they gave it to me in advance to review. But there's a solar course you can take as a realtor and a consumer, and then they give you the guidelines of how to address that, what kind of value. You can't... I had a guy call me the other day. This is a good example. He had a client that had a big owned system, but they owed $30,000 on this owned solar panel system. Okay. So he added $20,000 to the list price. I said, wait a minute. You owe $30,000. It's generally worth somewhere near 30 cents on the dollar. Yeah. So $20,000 increase is not accurate. And don't put solar on your house to sell it.
Yeah.
You're immediately upside down.
That's right.
So, and the lease is going to slow down the sale. Yeah. So there's a little caveats. You have to be careful about value.
Sure. Oh yeah, I've had some buyers actually that have not moved forward on a house that had solar leased solar.
That's why, because they don't want that, and sometimes they'll drop the price because of that leased solar. Even though they don't recognize the future energy savings, they recognize the utility company is going to be on top of that.
Yeah, I actually recently sold one where they took over the lease.
Yes, and they can do that if you qualify for FICO score. I mean, we've got 399 solar companies here. Yeah, and they don't all operate the same. Yes, and they don't all operate the same. You know, you could have one that say, okay, you got to have a 650 FICO score to assume this lease, and if you don't, you can pay $100. I mean, it's kind of an interesting way to make money.
Wow. How fast do you think the technology for solar changes?
You know, it's increasing, getting better all the time. The efficiency of solar is so much better, and it only degrades, a 0.5% to 1% a year in efficiency. But what people don't realize is solar, once the temperatures are over 100 degrees, the efficiency of what power that solar system is producing declines.
Really?
Yes. I believe it's over 105 degrees to be accurate. Okay. Yep. So right now, over 105 degrees, whatever, your efficiency drops.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and the inverters last somewhere around 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, I was going to ask the maintenance on that. I mean, I wonder if there are stats out there on how often and what the cost is for maintenance.
Well, you don't really pay maintenance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the leased ones. Yeah.
For the leased, well, you know what they recommend? Just blow the dirt off of them, and keep the birds off of them.
Sure.
Just wash them down.
Put bird spikes underneath them. You got to be careful. We got to be careful about calcium buildup from the water.
Oh,
so
that's right.
You got to be careful. But you could call the solar company and ask them if they have any recommendations. I would do that first before I did anything myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to get on the roof, right?
Right. Especially if it's tile.
Yeah. So I wanted. We talked before about tiny homes coming to the valley.
Yes, I'm super excited. I'm part of a group. Cool. And I did learn of a new tiny home community. They are zoned single family. It's going to be in Tempe. There's going to be 17 of them with a community building. And so those are coming out next summer. Yeah. I don't know exact square footage off the top of my head. I think it's about 650, give or take.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. And so I'm really excited to be part of a group to recreate that community elsewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense, having a community inside there. That way, if they want to do stuff, they can, because the house should just be there to.
And the walk score on those should be great. I mean, a walk score, if you go to walkscore.com, you can look and plug in your own house and see what rating you get. I don't know how accurate that is, because mine didn't come up with a great walk score, and it has such walkability. But I think if you look at the potential for somebody to walk or bike, isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are looking for that now, too.
Yes.
I know we are.
Not so much the outskirts where, oh man, I got to drive 10 miles just to get anywhere.
And luckily, we're coming back to the drive till you qualify, where you're buying on the outskirts of town. But the recovery happened more in town, which is nice to see. So it's still going on. So
there's a lot happening Chandler, Gilbert,
Downtown Phoenix.
area, downtown Phoenix.
Yeah, Central Phoenix for sure.
Yeah, that's an awesome place.
I'd like to see a tiny home community there.
That would be awesome.
That'd be
wish
great.
that would happen.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be.
We might see more of that.
Yeah. Be great. Get a good investor.
I think a lot of people are watching it online, right?
Oh,
or watching on TV with all the
And by the way,
shows.
I almost forgot that tiny home community in Tempe is going to be LEED certified, so it's going to be super energy efficient.
Wow.
Yeah. And LEED is leadership in energy environmental design is promoted and offered by U.S. Green Building Council.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the group that's building that, are they coming here? Have they done this in other places?
Not that community type, no. This is a
okay.
first, and so I'm really excited to be involved and kind of to recreate that again somewhere else.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Really cool.
Any last pointers to the real estate agents that are watching or listening before we move to the next segment? Anything you definitely want them to?
It'd be really nice if they would get to know and be excited and learn about this, because it is not the future; it's now.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that knowledge, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
So it's critical.
So
to
know. When you do your classes, just say, "Want to learn how to make more green?"
Yeah.
There you go.
They might show up for that one, right?
Yeah.
Make more green,
thinking
be
that it's
green.
all about money.
And I think that's what I was thinking of when I built my vendor site that's for consumers. It's the gotgreen.info, because I was like, hey, have you got green or not?
Yeah.
Because it's going to get you.
No, that's been great information. Appreciate that. If somebody does want to reach out to you directly, how do they do that? What's the best way?
You can call me at 602-620-2699 or visit gotgreen.info or azgreenrealty.com.
All right. And thanks to Elisa, right?
Yes.
Axelrod got you on the show here, and
yes,
she rocks it over at Security Title.
She sure does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, you ready to get in the ring?
Sure.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, she's like, how?
We're in the ring now.
Put up your dukes.
Are you ready? Oh, you want to put the mask on?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think that's all you.
All right. I got extra masks, too. What's the best advice that anyone's ever given you?
The best advice, like as a new agent, I remember somebody's telling me, don't spend a bunch of money on advertising. Don't spend money. Learn as much as you can without paying for it.
All right. How about your favorite mobile app?
I like HomeSnap.
Okay.
That's a good
for
one.
clients. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a good one. Book recommendation.
Oh, gosh. Well, I just read and reread a Jerry Udelson book about green homes.
Okay.
So he's like the god of green. He's written about 8 books.
Really? All right.
Jerry Udelson.
Anything from him you can read about green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. How about a productivity tool or software that you use on a regular basis?
Productivity tool. I subscribe to the Cromford Report for sure.
Oh, there we go.
And I use Lion Desk as a CMA. Yep.
All right. Line Desk, good.
And I blog regularly.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Love to blog.
What's your blog address?
It's activerain.com/Jan Green.
All right.
Oh, an Active Rain.
Yep.
Yeah,
I am tops in Scottsdale. So
Sweet.
yeah,
There's
love
some
it.
Google juice behind that one, too.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah, absolutely. And one final question. We'll have you draw from the mask.
Careful.
Oh my gosh.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
All right, what'd you get?
I can't read this writing. Okay. Can you read
Oh,
that to me?
yeah. It's my
That's
writing.
Jeff's rating.
Actually, I think this is Joey's writing. Who was your favorite singer or band in high school?
Oh my gosh. Well, it has to be Journey.
Is our favorite
Journey,
song?
all right.
Journey. Have to be Journey.
right.
In fact, my daughters bought me the box set not that long ago.
So what's your favorite song?
My favorite song?
From Journey.
Is it Faithfully? I think it is.
Faithfully is a good
Yeah,
one, yeah.
I like that one.
Is that that's the group that has the young singer now?
Yes.
They found on YouTube.
They no longer have Steve Perry.
Yeah, they found him on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, he sounds okay.
Yeah.
He's like, of course, he's
Sounds
not
a little bit like him.
not authentic. Yeah. So
I think I
anyway.
remember reading his story about how his mom had those, and she was a single mom, and he would listen to just Journey.
Yes.
And so he would just sing along with it, and
Probably for years. It took him years when he's not quite Steve Perry.
Yeah.
well, he's working.
I don't
on
think
it.
you can ever replace Steve Perry.
He's
That's
working on
right.
it.
That's
Well,
right.
Thank you so much for being on.
Thank
It's
you
been
for
great
having
information.
me.
I'm super excited just about the tiny house thing.
Yes.
Because I want to see how that develops.
Sure. So do I.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much. Hey, guys, if you have questions, you can reach out to Jan. She already shared the information. Gotgreen.info
Yep.
is where you can go also for that. And thanks to Security Title Studios, as well as Fidelity Home National Home Warranty.
Yes.
There we go. Hey, guys, till next time, we will see you later. I'm Jeff Underwood.
And Joey Sampaga.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
All right.
Good. That was fun, guys.